The city directory outside my old building flickers through tenants like a shuffled deck, then stops on a name I haven't used in years. It's mine, but not the one on my ID. It's the version I left behind when I moved out and tried to become someone tidier. The buzzer button under it is warm, as if the doorbell remembers fingertips better than faces. I press and expect silence, but the intercom answers with my voice from another decade. "Yeah?" the speaker says, amused, impatient, alive. I don't reply. I'm busy listening to how I used to sound when I thought time owed me. The latch clicks without being asked, and the door opens like a mouth trying not to smile. The lobby smells like old carpet and lemon cleaner, the religion of places that want to be forgiven daily. The elevator arrives already open, a metal throat waiting for a confession. Inside, the floor buttons wear down in the shapes of favorite mistakes. I press 4, then 3, then 4 again, like knocking politely at an old habit. The lights inside the panel dim to a softer white when I stop pretending I know where I am going. The hallway on 4 is the same corridor from dreams I refuse to call mine. Door 403 has my name stenciled in gold, not the name on my wallet, the one the building prefers. The key I carry for future emergencies doesn't fit, but the door unlocks when I exhale. The apartment opens on a room furnished with things I loved publicly and things I loved in secret. A pair of boots stands by the mat, brand new, scuffed correctly, in my size. A note inside one boot says, "Left, then right," which is how I walked when I was anxious. I call out, "Hello," and the word comes back from the bedroom with different punctuation. In the kitchen, a radio plays a station that died 2 years ago. The announcer greets me by the forgotten name and asks if I'm ready to pick up where I left off. The fridge hums with the confidence of something that has never doubted electricity. A magnet holds a shopping list written in my handwriting, but every item is a feeling. Salt, closure, stubborn light. Someone circled stubborn light twice and drew an arrow to today's date. The living room window looks at the bakery that looked at me back when I still believed sugar could fix afternoons. In the glass, my reflection lags by half a blink. It catches up when I look away. The curtains breathe on their own like cloth practicing being lungs. A lamp by the couch clicks on before I touch it, a golden halo for guilt to stand under. The bulb dims when I lie to the room by saying I only stopped by for a minute. It brightens when I say, "I missed you," and I'm not sure which one of us I mean. On the coffee table sits a stack of photographs without faces. Every body is there, posture, jacket, hands, but the heads are smudged to a soft light. I know which one is me by the way the left shoulder tense collapses halfway through a breath. The bedroom smells like rain, even though the air outside is clean and bored. The bed is made the way I used to, tight corners, lazy pillow. A shirt I haven't owned in 15 years hangs over the chair, warm like it just learned my shape. In the closet, suits I promised to grow into and didn't are lined up like polite accusations. A box labeled, "From now on," sits on the top shelf, taped but not very convincingly. Inside, a spare key, a folded apology, and the sound of someone knocking. Soft, patient, familiar. The knock isn't at the door, it's from the bathroom mirror. I step closer, and the glass fogs in the pattern of a hand older than mine. Letters appear in the steam. Left, then right. I walk back to the living room, left, then right. The board stops squeaking when I get the rhythm correct. The radio fades to static, then coalesces into my voice reading a list of items I never bought. "Closure is expensive," the announcer me says, "but the store keeps a generous return policy." The hallway outside my door murmurs like it's full of mouths pressed to other doors. Footsteps pass by, heavy, then light, then none at all. The peephole shows an empty corridor that still manages to be busy. A neighbor's door down the hall opens and closes with the sound of a page turning. I remember her laugh, kalimba sweet, and the way she told me to label boxes honestly. In the memory, I did not. In this hallway, I might. I pick up the phone on the wall and dial the number I used to romanticize. It rings once on a line that no longer exists, then connects anyway. "Tell the truth," a voice says, in the tone of someone who knows when light is lying. The lamp by the couch drops from warm to cold when I say, I am fine. It climbs back to warm when I admit, I wanted to see if I could still live here. It brightens further when I add, I wanted to see if I should. I open the freezer and find a single frosted key on a china saucer. The metal sticks to my skin and remembers my fingerprints without asking for ID. On the saucer's edge, someone scratched, turn once to remember, twice to decide. The bedroom window refuses to open. The city doesn't need my stuff back yet. The closet door swings an inch wider when I think about leaving. The radio whispers a weather report for a storm scheduled 15 years ago. In the bathroom cabinet, prescriptions with my name misspelled correctly. Each bottle rattles with the exact mistakes I took to sleep. I line them up on the counter and they spell a sentence that used to be my address. The mirror shows me tying a tie I don't own anymore. My reflection finishes the knot 10 seconds before my hands do. When I lower my chin, he doesn't. He looks at the door as if it just breathed. Something bumps the hallway as though a decision tried the wrong key. The peephole shows the kind of emptiness that's terrible at hiding. The door chain slides to the side all by itself, politely. I open to a corridor that smells like possibility and fresh paint. At the far end, a light flickers in the stairwell. Once for yes, twice for no. It flickers once, pauses, flickers twice, then repeats like a person practicing their answer. I step out, and the door closes behind me, with the confidence of a mouth forming a final word. The brass numerals on the door rearrange for a second. 403 becomes 304, then repent. When I try the knob, it won't remember me immediately. From inside the apartment, the radio begins playing our song, half melody, half apology. The hallway lights dim whenever I pretend I might not listen. They steady when I admit the chorus still knows my pulse. The stairwell is cooler by 2 degrees in 10 years. A draft comes up from below, carrying the sound of cardboard sliding and tape surrendering. Somewhere a moving truck coughs in a key that used to be home. On the 3rd floor landing, an older version of my suitcase waits with the patience of things that learned to be furniture. The tag reads my name in a careful hand I avoided recognizing. Inside, everything I never packed is folded without resentment. I sit on the step with the suitcase open and the stairwell holding its breath. The building settles the way a body does when a decision lands where it belongs. Through the grate, streetlight drips gold like a slow apology. I carry the suitcase back to 403 and knock twice, then once, left, then right. The door unlocks before I touch it, grateful and slightly theatrical. Inside, the lamp shines at the wattage of acceptance. I return the frozen key to its saucer and turn it once for memory. I don't turn it twice. I don't need to. The room understands. When the light finally fails, it fails kindly, and the dark that replaces it fits like a suit tailored from truth.